we're T&N TV with Nicola Barke. We look forward to sort of seeing you train today. That was fantastic seeing you do some sparring and some bags, etc. Just explain for our audience, sort of who you are and what your background is in mixed martial arts and combat sports.
Sure, so my name's Nicola the Burmese Python. So my Burmese Python is my fight name. Burmese is to represent my mother and her heritage because she was born in Burma, and Python sort of depicts my fearless and aggressive fight style. So that's how the name comes together, and that's sort of the history to it. First started in ballet, was absolutely terrible. Had almost 2 left feet, and the logic at the time was, if I can't dance, don't worry, like maybe I'll be able to do something else. So that's when I moved over to Taekwondo. I was really terrible at it when I first started, and I just absolutely fell in love with martial arts. Trained really hard. Became a Taekwondo world champion. Then
How young were you when you first got into it?
When I first started, maybe I was actually quite old, 16, 17.
Oh, okay.
That's quite old for a fighter. Usually they start when they're toddlers.
Yeah, usually they start younger, but also were the family supportive and things like that? Because people might get sort of scared their daughter taking on a dangerous mixed martial art.
My mom's been so supportive all the time. I think dad being protective father, they always want to see their little girl be protected, not be punched in the face. It's quite a support. But mum's the one who's travels the world with me. She's always there. So then I went into Taekwondo, won a world title. Then I moved over to professional kickboxing. And most recently had a Lethwei fight. So if you're not familiar with the rules, it's bare knuckle boxing, so no gloves. And you have punches, kicks, knees, elbows and headbutts. So really quite a lot to think about. Went back home to Myanmar to fight in front of everyone there, and that was just a real experience.
Wow.
Really quite incredible.
Was that in some sort of a boxing ring or an octagon, or?
No, it was a ring. They're quite traditional rules. The traditional rule set is actually there isn't a set number of rounds, and you just keep fighting until there's one last, the last man standing wins.
Of course.
Fortunately, we did have 5 rounds, so that was quite nice, and I was, the winner after that. So it was really
well done. It sounds like a fantastic experience. And also, sort of growing up, did you have any inspirations in sort of either mixed martial arts or boxing or combat sports? Did you have anyone that you looked up to?
No, actually. I think for me it was always a personal element. I just always wanted to be the best for myself. And it's only when I started going into martial arts that I actually found out, once I was given the name of Burmese Python as a fight name, actually to find out there was a male Burmese Python all the way over in the US who's an awesome mixed martial artist.
You're what are the odds, right? What are the odds?
I was that's awesome. Now I have a role model to look up to. He's so humble inside the ring but also outside the ring as well, and I think that's so important.
Fantastic. And in terms of your training, what are the best sort of attributes for those that haven't seen you fight? How would you describe your fighting style?
I describe my fighting style as pretty aggressive. Pretty aggressive. Absolutely love kicking. That's my bread and butter in terms of the Taekwondo background. So that leg dexterity, I think people always struggle with the side kick. So it's nice to always be able to incorporate that.
Fantastic. And we're a huge boxing fans, so we wanted to find out sort of your opinions on some really, really big fights coming up, like Tyson Fury potentially against Anthony Joshua. What do you think could happen there?
I think it could go either way. I think they're both really, respectable, great fighters, and they're both. I don't know. I don't think I'm able to call that one, but we'll definitely be watching.
Oh yeah, it's like a must-see TV, right? You got to tune in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fantastic. And one other thing, all of our fighters, we'll ask them one question. If you could have one favorite dream car, what would it be, and in what color would you have it in?
Smart color.
Probably a yellow Range Rover.
A yellow Range Rover. It's quite specific there. But at least it's not a Nissan Micro, which we've actually had on our channel as well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a good shout. And so any shout outs to any sort of fans or sponsors, things like that?
Just thank you to everyone who sponsors me along the way, and of course my mum who's there like 100% the way all the time. So.
And of course we'll put your links and descriptions of your social media directly below, so for people can go and check it out. And hopefully we look forward to seeing you a lot more on the channel going forward in the future.
Super. Thank you
very much, Nicola. Cheers.